Hello, hello, hello. Here we are. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Picture of the day. There is a band. There is a band. Um, we are working on phishing, but in reality, we are working on the new enhanced input that I wanted to understand better. And I think I kind of understood somehow. There is one part related to remapping of the keys that I need to actually implement if you want to make it complete. And that I didn't do yet, so maybe we'll do it tonight. I don't know. At the same time, what I'm trying is to have at least phishing properly working within our game because it kind of works separately. Not a lot of music. The music is always wait. Yep, it got disconnected with the last reboot. Now it's better. Yeah. Thank you. It was actually off. I mean, not off, but sometimes there are volumes issues and device issues and whatever issues. is complex. I think the easiest would be, to dedicate a PC just to streaming. I think this is what people usually do. So they keep one computer for streaming that has, all the volumes, and it's basically it never changes, right? And then they have the second PC. That is the one that they use for the normal, work. And they redirect the first PC to the second PC, right, from streaming. So it's basically a two PC setup. I don't do that. I only have just one for plane shift. But yeah. Okay, so let me remember what I was doing. Yes, I was doing so I added a new method, right? Which is request phishing animation. Yeah. Exactly. And then I need to do the same when you exit from the minigame. Because we have to remove the... Right. Now we have a problem with the bobber that is actually having a wrong scale every time, right? Is reattached to the rod. And that is actually not good. Huh? Scale, rule, keep relative, right? I think we will try with keep world and see if this is actually good or not. So when we have the request phishing animation, exactly. Okay, I'm trying to have the phishing animation played when we cast and stopped when we exit from the minigame. I will have to think. Yeah, but this is a problem. You will be able to move. Okay, anyway. I don't know. I will have to think about it. Okay. Okay. Actually, you know what? This one should not be inside inside fishing, right? It is a generic. It is a generic event, actually. Just because if you paste them together, it doesn't understand that is. So if this is null, right? If this is null, we'll stop whatever is the current montage. Okay. Now the only problem I have is if we do the destroy of the actor client side, will it destroy it also server side or not? Because actually in phishing actor, when we are exiting from the maybe what I can do, because I have to remove the phishing actor, otherwise there will be 1 million phishing actors laying around, right? After 2 weeks of the server being up. So I need to remove it now. The phishing actor actually was spawned server side, right? That's the way we did it. That's the way we did it. So we actually spawn it here. In theory, we could do this later. So that the phishing actor is anyway set also server side. Right? This seems to be a good idea. Why I have this PS character here? I don't know. So we set the phishing actor on the player controller. And so basically when I receive that message, which is the message of stop the phishing animation, I also destroy the phishing actor. That could be a way. Ah! Is in a blueprint. Fuck. I cannot delete it. No! Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, easy. Is a blueprint function. Okay, so we do it. Okay, so we do it in when we call the. Okay, I can do it here. Wait. Yeah, I can do it here. Because here we move. Did it server side already? Yeah. I mean, in theory, this should never happen, but just in case. Wow, if I didn't connect this, I was destroying the player controller. GG. Now we need to destroy the fishing actor. Okay, so this should be done. Okay, this should be... okay, let's test it a second. So what we want to test, we want to test that we can properly start the fishing without any specific animation, but then as soon as we cast, right, our character plays the cast animation, and then he goes in fishing idle mode, and then when we exit from the fishing minigame, the character is restored to the normal movement. Now, I think we still have few, and then we also want to see that the bobber is using the proper scale when reattaching to the rod. So that is all the stuff that we need to verify now. My character goes up and down. You see? I can go up and down in the chair, and he goes up and down as well. I don't know. Yeah, because there is a setting where you can disable that, but for whatever reason it's not saved, and I think they changed something, so there is body control, and you can basically disable everything. But when I save it, it's saving it as a weird number profile. And tracking preference saved, and I don't understand now. Anyway, I mean, it is a profile, but I cannot really... Ah, you can select it here. Oh, now I understand. Okay, probably I understand how it works now. Okay, so let's continue. So basically I start fishing and nothing happens, but then as soon as I cast the line, my character should play the animation. Yes. The bobber... Oh fuck, the bobber didn't... Why the bobber didn't go? Uh-oh. Something bad happened. And my character is stuck. What the fuck happened? I don't think it's this, right? I did a change here, so the setup... Fisher is a boolean. What? No, this Fisher... Now the problem is if this Fisher is set up fishing actor. Wait a second, huh? On the client. Set up fishing actor, yes. Fishing actor not valid. We should play this animation fish. Fishing actor not valid. Fishing actor not valid. Bro, come on, you have it for sure somewhere. Just tell me where. Where the hell you have that? It's impossible you don't have it anywhere, right? It's printed out. Okay, exactly. It's in PS character. So here is where we cast the line, right? Here is where we cast the line, and here we are 100% on the client, right? And we do player controller fishing actor. And he's saying fishing actor is not valid. Why? I'm setting fishing actor here in the begin play of my fishing actor BP, right? So yes, I changed this, but I'm doing it also server side. Why? Fishing actor is not replicated, so the client and the server should not mess up with this, right? So it is set up as soon as I do my begin play. And this happens server and client, right? And then I press C and I cast the line. So how it is possible that and see and at this point I'm completely stuck, right? I'm completely stuck. Why this happens? I mean, for sure I'm pressing this button after the fishing actor goes through the begin play, right? I mean, 100%. So I don't understand. Unless someone else is cleaning it after, but I don't think so. So here we set it, right, in the begin play of my fishing actor, which is created as soon as I enter fishing mode. And then we use it as soon as we press C, which is actually a function on our character, which is reading player controller fishing action, which is exactly this, right? Wait a sec. Wait. This is valid only client side, because server side player controller 0 is not correct. No, I cannot do this. Oh, I can understand. Fuck, annoying. No, I cannot do it this way, unfortunately. Because that is not valid. This is not valid server side, and I don't have the player I belong to. So I can do it only on the client. I mean, unless I do it exactly when I create the thing, but yeah, I could do that actually. So when I created the fishing actor, I could set this also server side. I don't do it. No, I don't do it. I mean, I can do it. I can do it here. So if I do it here, now the server will have the reference to the same object that then is replicated to the client. And so then when I destroy my actor, I should be able to I mean, this wall creation of the fishing actor is annoying actually, but I don't want to change it now because there is a lot of code into this, right? And I don't want to remove it now. But in theory, this creation of the fishing actor is really not needed. I could have done everything inside the bobber. And it would probably been enough. But I don't know if I want to transfer it now, because if I transfer it now, it means quite a bit of work, and I don't want to do it. So basically now when we exit, right? When we exit, we call this, and maybe. We have to decide if we want to have the player move while he's fishing or not. But that is kind of, I think you should not move. I mean, it could move between one cast and the other, but for sure it should not move during the cast, right? Because that makes it hard for me to understand where I should throw the bobber. And the whole minigame may change, right? So I think we have to move to the enhanced input, the normal movement, and then disable it. Why the bobber is not going? we have the same problem. We have the same problem that we have the same problem. But this time is not saying that the actor is invalid. Destroying fishing actor. Why? What do you mean destroying fishing actor? We didn't exit. Ah, stupid me. Okay, obviously. We have to do this only if we are stopping and not if we are starting, right? This thing is not very easy to read, but maybe like this is better. Okay, maybe like this is better, yes. So yeah, I was destroying the actor before, during that animation, but I was destroying it only server side. No, I was only server side. So on the client, in theory, it should exist. So I don't understand why the bobber didn't go, because at least on the client, the bobber should have moved, right? That happened after. That happened after animation fish, yes. But then we don't see anything. Play animation fish, okay. Consider that here we destroy the fishing actor on the server, and I assume that being the same actor, it will be destroyed also on the client, right? Yeah, so that's true. Now the problem I have is that when I start, so basically this cast line doesn't really work. Spline start point. We have spline start point though. So we have this. So this actually happens. So we do this. I think this would be better anyway if it's a function and not an event. Because the problem of this is that Anyway, we see the animation, so we arrive here. Then we have this delay of 2.5 seconds, or whatever it is. And then we determine all the points, right? And unless we get a bad spot for fishing, which I don't see, right? We should switch the bobber to his cast. And we should see this, right? We should see this, which is cast. But this one I don't see it, so it means that for whatever reason we stop before this. Do we have a bad spot for fishing? No, we don't have a bad spot for fishing. So what happens between here, right? What happens between here and here? That is very strange. I mean, this is all calculation, so they should not really... It is a bunch of line traces, right? So this should never fail, pretty much, right? This should never fail. So why we don't reach this printout? I don't understand. What is going on? We don't reach that printout? It's impossible. I mean, unless we are here, but then we should see this printout here, right? Bad spot for fishing. I'm very confused. I don't understand what's the deal. Also, for whatever reason, I enter in this mode where I cannot anymore use my mouse. Right? Okay, now I can again, but I cannot right click. Because I'm still in fishing mode. Fishing actor not valid. Yeah, the fishing actor not being valid now, I mean, to me makes sense, but before, no. I mean, I have some stupid mistake, I guess, somewhere, and I'm not seeing it, because in theory should work, right? In theory should be good. Okay, let's try to see this cast line. This cast line, I mean, we arrive here and actually we see this, right? Then we go here, and yeah, yes, maybe this one I would prefer to make it a function. I mean, all of this. What? Yeah, I would prefer this to be a function so that we are sure that it's executed fully before before moving on, right? So that's anyway a good idea, right? So it is resetting all the variables for our bobber and for the fishing actor, but apart from that, I still don't understand what happens after this, right? Because we do this, and this one we see it because we see the animation, right? Then there is a delay, and after this delay, we so the only thing could be that the bobber is not valid, right? That at this point the bobber is not valid yet. Could this be the case? Yeah, because if the bobber is not valid, obviously nothing of that will happen, right? So who is setting the bobber on the fishing actor? We do it here actually. We do it when we do setup fishing actor, right? And I assume that this actually happened client side. Yes, it actually happened, right? So this actually happened. And our bobber is set to be this guy. Which, by the way, we see, because we see it on top of the rod, right? So we see that guy. So we have that. So I think it's impossible that this bobber is invalid, right? Because we see it visually. So let me try to do this. I don't know, I'm confused. Before bobber to cast. So we need to see if we arrive here, right? But I think we do. I mean, there's no reason why we should not. And then we should see this, right? Why the hell is not happening? Maybe I'm calling the cast on the server instead of the client and doing something stupid like that. But we actually see the animation. So if we didn't see the animation, right? But we see it. So we see the animation, which is this. Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand I don't understand why, but we will find out. I mean, we will find out. It's something strange. So when I cast, right, I should just see the bobber going. Okay, now it did it. I don't know why now it did it, but fine. Now it did it. Okay. I think I hide my mouse or something while that happens, but I don't know exactly why I do it, but I think I do it. I think on cast I hide my mouse, or we still have. Bobber is super fucked in terms of position. So I think the bobber animation is still going a bit later. So I think 2.5 seconds is still too much. At least it seems that the bobber is not increasing in size now. Yeah, I think it's not increasing in size. So at least I think the bobber can be made smaller. Maybe the bottom. I think I want to change the bobber anyway because I don't like it. I don't like it. So I don't know if I'm pressing C. And C is actually hiding our mouse. I don't understand what it's doing exactly. I don't understand why we are losing the mouse. And also it's not very clear when you stop fishing, right? It's not very clear when you stop fishing. Let me see if I have a mouse. How it is called? It's called like setup UI and mouse, set input mode, input mode. Let me see if we have this input mode. Input mode. We should have it somewhere because I see that it's actually disappearing. No, I don't have it. So, okay, this delay of 2.5 seconds is too much. So let's try to do 1.8. And then obviously we will have some waiting time. But now it is working, right? Now it is working. But it's not very clear when you exit from the animation. That is strange. I don't understand. We got the message, but it's not visible. Sometimes finding things is a mess. You start. Okay, you start to fish. Okay, you start to fish. Okay. You start to fish. Not found anywhere. Can you search it, please? Cannot search. Yeah, because it's you start 2. Okay, so why the stop? So we have the start, but we don't have the stop. But anyway, before fixing the stop, we need to fix the start. So, so I don't know exactly what C is. Right, what C is associated with, but it seems that C is definitely removing the mouse, and it is actually not what we want, because while you are fishing, you are in a normal. It's not that you are like in combat mode, right? You're in a normal mode, so. I mean, yes, we changed the camera a bit. By the way, I think the camera transition is not working. There is a bunch of stuff that is actually not working, guys. That's okay. Did I start another server instead of starting a client? I did. Yeah, the integration with our game is not that simple. I was expecting that. It's not that simple. Because our game already has its own, its own setup. So let me just press C and see what. Yeah, exactly. C is actually. Yeah, that is why. That is, but okay, but that should not, right? Yeah. C, I mean, it's actually not mapped here, but C is doing something. I mean, it's not combat mode, but it's toggle mouse mode. Yeah, exactly. Let me change it a second, because let me put it on M 1 second, so that we don't, right? So that we don't mess up with that key, right? So at the moment C does nothing. Okay, we will have to remap all of that, but so if I fish and I cast, and I think I didn't save because the bobber is still fucked up, right? There will be some time that at the moment is basically null, but we will have some time that it passes between the but now in theory, now if I press escape, right? That I don't understand why it happened. If I press escape, the end didn't work as expected. Because this is on instead of off. Okay, GG, bro. But also the camera is not working, right? The camera should actually be switching to that position. Why that is not happening? The camera. Camera. Fishing eye. Ah, okay. That's normal. That's normal because, okay, it's not anymore this, right? But it should be Fisher, no? We don't have the Fisher here. Oh no, we have it inside fishing actor. Okay, so we have fishing actor, Fisher. And then Fisher is actually my player, right? And my player, I think we have get camera, which in theory should get the default camera. But I think we want to get the spring arm of my... Because here we are changing the spring arm position and not the camera position. So... okay. Now all this we need to rethink a bit in our game, because this actually, the camera works differently than it was working in the demo, right, in the dummy project. So this is definitely, it is definitely different. But this in theory should now. Yeah, all of this is all of this needs to be readapted, but fine, we can do it. I think removing this fishing actor would have been such a good idea, but okay, I think now we have it. I think now we have it proper. Okay. So I don't know if the camera will actually move, but I think it will move, yes. I think the camera now will move. We fix the exit. Now, we still have a problem of timing, right? Because the timing where the actual minigame starts is super short at the moment, but I did it by purpose because I didn't want to wait, right? But in theory, this one, right, the fish wait time should be done differently, right? Um, exactly. So as per our schema, we have a schema here, right? We have this schema. So at the moment we did the start fishing, which actually works as expected, and we did the start minigame, right? So we did this too. Then we did the stop fishing, which but is kind of half working because the request to stop fishing actually I did it differently. I think I did it not in the best way. The original idea was good, but the implementation lacks a bit. I think all this is good. But we are not properly using the stop fishing. You know what? I'm going to do it again the way it was supposed to be. Going to do it again the way it's supposed to be. Because it's better. Because we have a formal stop. I want to have a formal stop fishing because I may want to do other stuff on the stop fishing. And so I want to have a formal stop, which is not just the stop of the animation, right? Yeah. I mean, for now we are only doing the stop of the animation, but it needs to be something more, right? And then as we were saying, so now the stop was not done actually. The stop was not done, but now we will have the stop. And then exactly. And then this function is the one that we are missing at the moment, right? The request bobber on water. So this function at the moment does absolutely nothing. But this is basically when the bobber is on the water and we wait for a fish to bite, right? And so here we need to create a new event, a new timer event, right? For the... Now, the only problem is that we have to be sure that if the player stops fishing, right, this timer also gets stopped. And how do we do that? So, or we save the timer handle somewhere. Or we just check if the fishing actor is valid. If the fishing actor is not valid, but the fishing actor, we have it on the blueprint. Fuck. Okay, the fishing actor, we have it on the blueprint, so I cannot use it as I don't know why I'm adding variables on the blueprints and not in C++, because then I cannot manage them, right? So how do we know? Because what happens is that here we will define a new event, right? It is queued into our process queue. And it's called basically only once. So I don't even know if I really want to officially put it in the queue, or I mean, if I really want to create an event. But yeah, potentially I need an event. Yes, potentially I need an event. So I have to create an event. Problem is that I don't have any place for the fishing minigame. There is not a fishing manager, right? At the moment there is not a fishing manager. Because everything happens here, but in theory we need one. I mean, we have a mini game manager, I think. Yeah, we have a mini game manager. Okay, we can do it here. This mini game manager, I think at the moment is used for different like the dice games, the card games, right? So I mean the table game. So we can probably use this guy to keep track of the different events. So I can create a new event in here, right? Which is a UPS game event, like we did for all the others. And this one will be the event for my. Let me just check one thing, because this will be the event that basically triggers a new fish bite. And then we will also have this one, right? The request fishing win or lose, which is then passing the information, but we need a session of some kind, because I will have to know. I mean, if I finish a mini game, right, I randomize the particular fish. I think we need a kind of a game session. Similar to what we do for this, right? And similar to what we do with the dice minigame. So this handle game, right? This handle game. This handle game, is it coming also from the... handle game update? I'm trying to understand if we are using this also for the dice game. Yeah, you see that we do, yeah, you see that we have a mini game session. So for the dice game, we have, we are creating a game session. Because inside a game session, we have to store some stuff, right? I mean, even if every cast, right, is his own minigame, but at the same time, I'm thinking if I can do it in a simpler way. I'm thinking if I can do it in a simpler way than starting a whole minigame session, because anyway, this minigame is not multiplayer, right? And we had the minigame session for multiplayer games, so another player could join, like in the dice minigame. But here is a single player session. Still, right? Still, I need to store some information, at least the quality parameters of the current minigame. I mean, I could store them in the bobber, because the bobber actually holds that information. Yeah, but this is really a design decision. I need to decide what I want to do here. It cannot be static. It needs to be in the player, right? It needs to be for each player. So each player has his own session, right? Because every player can be fishing at the same time. 3 players may be fishing at the same time, right? And each one needs to have their own anyway, this is needed in any case, right? This is needed. The fish weight is needed in any case, right? The only question is, can I pass the parameters to the fish mini game or not? I always forget if it's T-weak pointer or T-weak object pointer. Yeah. Yeah. So we will have to set why is not here already? It's not here already. Yeah? Oh, fuck. I'm trying to find one that is similar to the one that we have. I think that one was good, but I lost it now. Fuck. The one was actually pretty good. Was exactly the one that I needed. Oh wow. That is a mistake, guys. This should be a multi-weak object pointer as well, right? Because otherwise this was a kind of a mistake, because obviously that guy can disconnect. But anyway, where is that one? I just clicked the random one. It was perfect. But anyway, we can do it the same. So the idea was to have the actor in the in the setup, right? But I think the set parameters is a good way anyway. Right, this setup parameters, right, that we use for events, I think is the right way to do it. Why we are not setting? Hmm. Bah. Hmm. Also, why we have this type, right? Why we have this type, and then we have a toString which is not using the type. That's kind of weird. Right? And why we do that? So why we don't just have a toString here, which is... But anyway, okay, let's not refactor that, but it's a bit silly, right? That you have this and then you do return this, right? While it should be the same type. I don't know, it's kind of silly. Yeah, but basically it will be something like this, right? And then I have my Fisher right here. And so when I trigger, I will do Fisher get, assuming that is valid, right? I mean, we do if Fisher is valid, right? We will get our Fisher and we will do what? And we will get his controller. Right? And from the controller, we will call this function, which is receive fish byte. Right? We should actually pass the fish and the difficulty. Should actually pass the fish and the difficulty. So at the moment we don't have. We only have a difficulty factor. Let's say that at the moment is 0.5 and then we will see, right? So this will actually trigger this fish byte, which will go to PS controller and then we will. So this is actually the piece that we need to actually trigger the weight properly. But now the question is that we have obviously to randomize this, right? We have to randomize this. So we have to do right, something like this, and we have to do it when we receive bobber on water, right? So we have to calculate the next fish bite event timing, and then we have to schedule it, right? Right? Okay, so this will actually schedule. Hello, Funner. Good evening. Gamble 1000 again. Holy moly. You're going high. You want to beat Hula, eh? With your gambling, you may surpass Hula in the statistics. And Hula will be very upset if you do that. Okay. Now, commented for now. Fantastic. Yeah, we changed this because I think it's more safe, right? So if the character is not valid, because we never destroy the PS character, right? We never destroy the PS character when you are in game. So it may become invisible, it may fall on the ground, it may whatever, but the actual PS character is always valid until you log out. So if it's not valid, we should not save anything, right? So I think that this is preventing potential crashes, so it's anyway a good change. It's anyway a good change. Okay, let me... So I'm doing two things at the same time, actually three things at the same time, but it's okay. So we are progressing to integrate the minigame into our code while we are making it a bit better, right? And the only problem that I don't know yet is how to solve is how I want to have the session for the fishing minigame, right? Because at the moment we don't really start the fishing session server side, right? We don't, and maybe we should. So we can probably create a separate class that is so wait. Yes. So now, yeah, exactly. So now this becomes this. Wait. Now this becomes this, right? This becomes if we are starting, we request just the fishing animation. If we are stopping, right? If we are stopping, we destroy this actor, and then we request the and then we call request fishing stop or whatever is the name. Yes, and here we are already server side, so that is already good, right? Because here we are server side. And this stop fishing, right? The stop fishing is this, which will actually call the stop of the montage, like we were doing before. And in theory should also call the stop of the session, or anyway should, right? So that's the problem, that we at the moment we don't know how to manage. And I have to think how to manage. Uh, um, yes, that I think is good. The problem I have now is where we have the timer. That is, the timer is happening here, right? This does not make any sense anymore, right? Exactly. So what we have to call is this. For the current player controller, which actually we don't have. Which we don't have. Well, we have the fisher. No, we have the fishing actor and the fisher. But okay, here we are fully client side, so I can just do get player controller. I can do get player controller 0 because here we are on the client, right? And all this needs to go server side. Holy shit. All this needs to go server side because we have all this information server side, right? So yeah. Yep. Also this, right? This one is not super easy. This one is not easy at all. But I think this will actually happen. It should happen server side when the fish is actually hooking, right? So this we actually need to delete from here. And what we have to do, we have to call request bobber on water, but it cannot be this one. It needs to be this one, because here we are on the client, right? And we go server side. Now this will make no sense anymore. This will make no sense anymore. And the rest makes sense, because the rest is just the visual effect, right? It's just the visual effect. And the camera movement. Okay. Now yeah, so now this is doing this, then it's creating this event server side, right? And is then scheduling as needed. Now the problem we have is, how do we invalidate this event in case the player stops the game immediately? So where do we hold this pointer, right? Where do we hold this pointer? At the moment, we don't have a place, right? We don't have a place, so there is no place for this. And unfortunately, the only answer is inside the player character, right? Because I mean, I could keep it inside the minigame manager, character by character, so it becomes like a mini session. But then I will have the problem that where the character disconnects, I will have to go there and actually clean it up, right? While if I keep it on the character, it's cleaned up automatically. Right? And I think I need to keep two variables. One is the fishing minigame event handle, and now I think I need to have something like this. Now if I do this, and then I also have another function which is set I mean, it's a bit more than that, right? So I need a kind of a struct. I think I need a struct because I need a... At the minimum, I need the fish type, right? I think I have to do the calculate first. I think I have to do the calculate first, guys. Let's do it this way and see what happens. So here I need a fishing calculate difficulty, right? So what will this do? Well, this will have to take as input pretty much what we have in this function, right? Now, this should return only the difficulty, or should it return more than that? Because we have, we have all these parameters like the fish quality that is actually randomized. We have the difficulty factors, right? But I think all of this can be inside that function. And then the only value that comes out of that is the final difficulty factor, which is actually this guy. And this final difficulty factor is the one that is used to actually set up the minigame, right? There is nothing else. So we will have to set up the minigame based on this value that is coming from the server, right? Yeah. Exactly. So this game setup needs to be split and separate, and this needs to be translated into our C++ stuff, right? Now, will this also choose the fish? Yeah, I think it will also choose the fish, because actually here we are choosing all these different parameters, right? We are choosing the final weight of the fish. We are choosing the difficulty factor, we are choosing... So actually what I'm thinking is that we need we need a struct, right? We need a struct that I can put wherever. Here at the beginning, right? So I need a struct that is fishing I don't know if I want to call it fishing setup, because it's not really the setup. It's basically the randomization of the fish characteristics, right? Yeah, so probably we can call it fish characteristics, right? And in the fish characteristics, we need the quality. Which is the quality of the fish that you get. And we may also keep the quality difficulty factor if we want, right? It's not really needed because actually it's used only in this calculation. So maybe I will keep it only inside the calculation and not as a variable in the struct, right? Even if I want to display it on the client, but I don't think I want to display it on the client. I don't think so. Then there is the fish type, right? So the fish type, I mean, the fish type for us is nothing else than a PS item. A PS item stats. Right? Which is basically this piece, but done in plane shift way, because at the moment this is not done in a plane shift way. Then we have the weight. The weight, I don't know what is the default, but we said between 0.5 and 1, so probably the default weight is 0.5, I don't know the minimum. So we have the weight. And there is then factored in the final difficulty factor, right? So it's all summed up and calculated. And I have a different average difficulty and whatever, and that will change in the future for sure. But these are my fish characteristics. So basically, what I'm saying is that this fishing calculate difficulty will, I don't know if we will take as a parameter that structure, or anyway we'll I mean, or it, I'm trying to understand how I want to organize the code, right? So so do we want to have one function that is actually doing all the randomizations and one that then is calculating the difficulty based on the inputs, or what? Because I will have to keep that structure, right, as a result in my player character, right? So that will be the result of the fishing if the mini game completes properly. So I think here I will have my client that I feed into this, right? And here I will have my so here I will randomize, you know, weight. At the moment we are randomizing, we are not I know it's influenced by player skill, yes. Influenced by skill. Fish quality curve. Skill bonus. Now the minimum quality and the maximum quality. What did we say? We say that we said that our new natural resource fishes our new natural resource items. Okay, I called it items because I wanted to make it generic. Okay, fine. It holds also the minimum quality and the maximum quality, right? The minimum weight, the maximum weight, the minimum scale, the maximum scale. So all of this will have to arrive from Cache Manager. So first I need to randomize the fish type, right? And then after I have that, I can decide all the other parameters. Right? That's my plan. I figured I might well create a competition, huh? You see, Ula is very carefully gambling 50 points, which is losing, but he still has 1,049,000 points, so he has nearly double of the points that you have, Funner. But for sure you have, I think you have won probably like 10k at least by gambling, man. So that's a tough call. Do you want to gamble and lose it all, or do you want to just accumulate forever? I don't know. So we will have to randomize the fish first of all, right? And to randomize the fish, we will need our friend Cache Manager to actually have preloaded our natural resource items, right? That I guess we don't do yet. Ay, 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 ay. But I guess we don't do it yet. We don't do it? I think we did it. Because he's not loaded by this guy. I think he's loaded by... Yeah, it is. He's loaded by work manager. Okay, it's work manager that has that. But yeah, we have in work manager here, we have all the resource items, right? But now, I mean, having them all doesn't really help, because actually it depends where I'm fishing, right? It depends where I'm fishing, because each pool has a different set of fishes, like we said. So who knows the pool? Well, the client does the line trace, right? So yeah, one thing that is missing in the schema is that I don't know if he's here or if he's here, but we need to tell the server, right? Where are we? To determine the natural resource, right? That I'm fishing on. And this is all, and this is done in. This is done partially already in receive start fishing, right? Because in receive start fishing, I did all the checks. Right, which is exactly this. So, or we do again this check, right? Which may be a thing based on this fishing spot. Or we save the last fishing natural resource, right? Which may be a way to do it. So if we save this pointer, then we are kind of good. I think we can do this. It's not the end of the world. So I will do this every time a player is fishing. No. I will do it every time a fish is biting. Yeah. And it is also the reason why you should not move while fishing. Okay. So basically I mean, if here we fail, we have a major problem, right? We have a major problem because basically means that our location is not correct, right? So I mean, something if this happens, something went really wrong, right? In theory, should never happen. With invalid resource, right? Which in theory should never happen because if we selected before, right? And this cannot be null because it is not a pointer and this is a string, right? So okay, so now we have to find the so now for this natural resource, which actually holds, I mean, this one now holds a group, right? Yes, now this one holds the item group. So now we need, for this natural resource, right, we have an item group that is telling us what are the natural resource item in it, right? So this item group is all the fishes. These are all the fishes contained in that particular lake or river. So having that, now we need to apply the same kind of the same logic that we had here, right? Actually, the logic that we expressed here, right? Where we said based on the player skill, I want to cut off the fishes that he can actually fish, right? So the item group is the skill level. So I need a function that returns me only the fishes that are compatible with my skill level, right? And I think that function we can put it in Work Manager. So returns all items in the given group, right, that are compliant with the given skill. Return all group items in the given natural resource compliant. I mean compliant with the players, with the given player skill. Right. So this will return this will return a TRA of natural resource item pointers, right? And this will be get resource items or natural resource items by skill, right? And the only thing that I need here, I need an integer, which is the skill, which I guess is an integer because skills can only be, yeah. So we can call it player skill for clarity, but yeah. So now this, I mean, it doesn't have to do much, right? So this has to create just a new array, right? We will return, right? And he has to iterate on. Oh no, sorry, I need the natural resource as well, huh? I need the natural resource as well. Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, how can I do that? I need the natural resource. Right. Okay. So I just can do a lot with them. You cannot do a lot. Yeah, I know. I mean, you can spam the drum rolls and you can spam the different things, but yeah. Yeah, you cannot do much with those points because actually people can gamble those points, right? So if I say, oh, if you have 100,000 points, you get, I don't know, $5. No, I cannot say that. But you get, I don't know, a plane shift sticker. Then people can gamble, and if they are lucky, I have then to send 1,000 stickers, you know? So that is why we cannot really do much with those points, because or we remove the gamble, right? Or we remove the gamble, and so the points are real points that you can only obtain by being on the stream. Otherwise, that is like fake money, because you can print it, right, with gambling. If you are lucky, like if you are lucky, you just gamble all you have, you know, and you get double, or you lose it all. But so that's printing money. So I cannot really do much with that for that reason. Understand? So should I scan it? So we check this guy, and we check it very simply because we just do if to check of skill level, right, is no, if player skill, right, if player skill is less, no, is great, is equal is enough, right, is greater or equal to this, right, then our result we add this to check, right. Okay, so we just filter this list pretty much, right, based on the player skill, right. So now now that we have this, we can go now where is the player no where is the player skill? Good question, because I don't think we have a definition anywhere of which skill is the fishing skill, and that's kind of a bummer because I mean we have it kind of hard-coded at the moment in the database. There is no way for the code to know, right, that skill is the fishing skill, because there is no tag, flag, or whatever, right? There is no flag, right, that tells the code that is a fishing skill. I think it's 60 something. No, it's 58. Yeah, it's 58, right? I mean, we can define like a variable in our psconst and put it there. I mean, it's not the most elegant way, but probably is the only way. I don't think we have anything about fishing. I don't think we ever defined. I don't think we ever defined that. Well, we have tools fishing like 56, but I don't know if we have something stupid like having this 58 somewhere. Well, apart from the achievements, which I understand, there is sounds. Yeah, you see, there is already one here. Skill used, right? You see that here is already kind of hard-coded. Yeah, we have a 58 hard-coded actually. We do have that. So in theory this should be changed with skill fishing, right? And we should put somewhere here all the skill that we care for and that we have to use in the code, right? And it would be a good idea. Because I remember I did something for like the abilities, no? All the abilities are defined that way. Like finding secrets and traps, right? Where do I have that? But I think that I have on the ability manager. Because I think ability manager knows that. Yeah, there it is. So these are all the abilities. Now, do we have a skill manager? No, we don't have a skill manager, I think. No, we don't. So, so I think we can do it global on PS const, or we can do it. Is there a better place to do that? Well, nah, I think PS const is okay. I think PS const is okay. So we will do define skill fishing 58, right? And then we already substituted. So we do it this way, right? And in theory, it should be the same for these guys, right? I think it's pretty bad to leave it 37. You know, that we don't even know what is it, right? Should be mining, but yeah, 37 is mining. But I think I prefer to do it this way, right? Mining 37, right? And the other one is what? And the other one is so let me put this here. And 68, I have no idea what is it. Is harvesting. Yeah, harvesting. 68. Okay. Okay, so at least we have a place where we put the skill that we have to force, because we have, for the ability I did it, for all this other stuff we don't. So at least we have one name now that we can reference everywhere. I mean, it's not the best, but the best would be to flag it on the database, but at the end it's still hard coded somewhere, right? Or it is hard code, I mean, it's still set somewhere. Another streamer who have a cool use of the point, like special sound or something, where you have the redeem. Yeah, you have the redeem, right? You have the redeem. The redeem is our special sounds. That's it. Is the redeem. So what is the difference between get skill value and get skill rank? What? Skill value? What is the difference between get skill value and get skill rank? Obviously it's not documented, GG, so there is no information at all. Ah no, there is. Get the skill info in a skill value structure. Why? Which skill? Get skill ID, get skill rank. Ah, so it's getting skill rank. So the skill value structure, I don't know exactly where it's used, but probably it's used to be passed to the client. Yeah, this is all blueprint properties, so this is probably what we use to display on the UI. While get skill rank is giving you the buffed and the base. Ah, okay. Get the player base and buff and rank on a given skill. Okay. So we have to use get skill rank. Cannot convert this to PS skill. GG. Now you can. Yeah, just an integer. It's just an integer. It's nearly midnight, boys. Oh my god, time is flying when you debug stuff. We made some progress. I mean, I'm not super happy by the progress that we made, but tonight, because I got stuck a bit in different things. But it is really the integration of our minigame sample with our game, right? And the difference is that now we want to use all the plane shift rules, right? So we want to use the player skill, the actual fishes that are in that particular lake, right? And so this is why we have to do all these changes. On the enhanced input, we didn't do much tonight, right? But maybe I will rename the stream to fishing integration, right? Or porting, fishing minigame porting. Yeah, that's probably a better name. Fishing minigame porting, because we're still porting it into our game. But yeah, I cannot stay much, but it's midnight. So get player fishing skill, get client, blah, blah, blah. So here we get the skill rank, right? So this thing is returning a skill rank. And you can do directly current. Okay, that's probably better. So we don't even spend time in saving it somewhere, right? Current is the buffed one, and this returns our skill value, right? And now with this specific skill value, right, we go in. It's obviously the opposite. With our skill value, we go in and we ask what are the resources which are actually matching with our skill value, right? So these are the available resources, right? Right? So that is what this line is doing, is getting the resources that we can fish with our skill, right? And now, we can randomize the fish, right? But before randomizing the fish, we said that we want to have a bait bonus, right? We said we wanted to have a bait bonus, and the bait bonus will be based on, yeah, the bait that is in your hand, right? So we have to apply now. This part I didn't really develop it much, so we don't know yet. I mean, we have the baits because I added them, right? So we have all the baits. So under item stats, I have the bait, but which are all this bait, right? But we didn't decide yet how this bait is influencing because I need to play somewhere, right? Somewhere on this bait, I need to say that that bait is... do we still have the picture with all the baits? No, we don't. Okay, anyway. The baits are divided in groups, right? And every group is giving you a different bonus. So the question is, where the hell do I save this bonus, right? In the item table. Because at the moment there is nothing, right? There is nothing that is dedicated to baits. I mean, I can reuse maybe a field that we don't use, but it's kind of annoying. Or I can make it by price, but that is not the greatest idea either. Because I don't have a field that is like freeform, right? In my items, I don't have a field that is like saying, put whatever you want here. In theory, I have the flags, but the flags... I mean, we have the quality, but the quality, I think, will be also determined by the... Well, maybe when you prepare the bait, you can have a bait. We can have a bait of higher quality. I mean, I can use something as stupid as the weapon range, right? Considering this is not a weapon, right? I could put here a value and then I read that value, but feels kind of stupid actually. And adding a new column just for the baits, and we are adding to thousands of items, you know, is not really a great idea as well. So I'm thinking, I mean, which of these columns we can use improperly, right? I mean, it cannot be, I mean, it can be flags. I mean, we can put inside flags like a percentage bonus, but so annoying. I cannot use sides, I cannot use weight, I cannot use visible distance, I cannot use, no, I cannot use the K rate. Well, the K rate in theory, but I cannot use item skills because these are actually doing something. I could use damage, right, because this thing are not weapons, and so... Like, if it's the damage that the bait does to the fish, right? So I could use that. I could put a value inside damage and just use that temporarily, and just use that for the baits. I mean, I could do that. Blunt pierce, weapon speed, maybe weapon speed, I don't know. Weapon penetration. Yeah, like for example, weapon pen, but I don't even know. Because I think that these guys are red only if he's a weapon, right? I don't think that weapon penetration is there for the normal item. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not. I think weapon penetration is added to the, yeah, exactly, item weapon stats, right? So all of this exists only if that item is a weapon. If not, that does not exist at all. So actually we cannot do that. Yeah, actually we cannot do that. So everything that is damage, weapon penetration, block, bonus items, all of this exists only if it's a weapon. And obviously we don't want to make a bait a weapon, right? That would be not very good. So we cannot use any of that. We cannot use the price. We cannot use the requirements because these are used for something else. We have an item type ammo. Item type ID ammo? What is this? Item type... What? Item type ID ammo? I don't even know where this is used. Probably for bows, for the arrows, for the bows. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's similar though, right? Because the bait is like our ammo for the rod. Item type ID ammo. So if I take an arrow, what does he have there? If I take an arrow, like an iron arrow, right? Iron arrow. Does he has anything in item ammo ID? No, he has 0. He doesn't. So this seems not to be used at all. Let me do where item ID ammo, item type ID ammo is different than 0. Oh, actually, there is stuff. Ah, is the reverse? Is the bow that is saying, okay, is the bow that is saying which kind of ammo he requires, right? I mean, he may use. And he may use one or more. Yeah, we will have to do this for the rod, by the way, because the rod will be able to use all those as ammo. Yeah, that's another thing that we have to do. But yes. And in theory, it can be multiple, right? At the moment, here is only one, but this is a varchar, yeah. Now, the problem is that... Varchar 30 will definitely not fit, because we need way more, right? We have like 20 type of baits, so this needs to become a very long list. But yeah, I mean, in theory we can use this one. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but we could use this one to set the ammo type, right? To say how much bonus is giving you to the rarity. Because otherwise, what do we have? We have spell on hit probability. The fuck is this? There are fields that I think we are now using, or anyway. Spell on hit probability. Who's using this? No one. Spell information is obsolete, not used. You see? So all these fields are actually... Should we convert one of these fields to just a jolly, you know, just a free form field that we use on the items for whatever we need, like extra info? Because we have an extra info. I added an extra info on... where did I add the extra info? I don't remember, but I added an extra info somewhere, right? Because I needed it, and we were using it for like a additional flag or right? And so we could just convert some of these fields to an extra info. And we can put there whatever we want. So we know that, for example, for the baits, we put the probability, right? And I don't know if it should be a varchar that then we read as we wish, but I would say yes. I think it should be just a string of 100, right? Whatever, and then we use it as we wish. I don't know if it's the best database design, right? But it happens that we because I mean the proper way would be Okay, you have a type bait, and then you create a new table just for baits where you put all your properties, right? Fine. I mean, I can do that. I can do that, but there will be another table to manage in the database, and we already have 1 million, right? And sometimes, you know, this extra thing is just you know, a float value, right? It's just one thing. So I think I will do that. I think that here it is, extra info. Is on character achievement. Is on character achievements. I don't remember why I did it, but yes. Is the partial? Yeah, exactly. Is if you have a partial achievement, is added to extra info. If it's a partial, yeah, I think we can do this. I think we can kill all these fields, which actually at the moment are not used, right? And we can have at least one, maybe the last one, right, which is spell feature charges. Let me see where they are in the table in terms of order. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, but just visually, you know, unfortunately they are integer value, and I have to change it to a varchar, and that's super annoying because then all our script for loading items will fuck up. No, that's super annoying. Tell me that there is one that is a varchar. Nope. They are all. One is int, another is float, another is int, another is int. So GG. So if you put a 0 there, all our loading will not work anymore. No. But okay, I think we're gonna do this change anyway. We're gonna change this. So we're gonna do modify or rename or whatever, and we will rename it to extra info. And I think we will have a comment. Can we have a comment here? Wait, if I modify the table, I think I can. Modify. So we will change this guy, spell feature charges, right? We will call it extra info. And it must be a varchar. And I would say that if we do a varchar, it should be a fairly big one, because why is not taking why is not taking varchar here? Huh? What do you mean? It's like this. Varchar. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what was happening. So I think it should be a fairly long one, right? So like 150 or so. Because we may put there an additional description or whatever. I don't know yet, right? Comment can be special field used for extra info, example baits bonuses, right? Yeah. So this alter table, I mean, this is going to cause quite some problems, right? Because new field for baits, because we have a lot of scripts that are loading item or working with items, and And that's kind of a mess too. But I think I have no other way, right? I don't want to create a separate table and then do the link between the two tables, keep the table updated. I mean, it's a freaking mess, right? So I would just do it like this. And the beauty of this, that now in my baits, file, right, which is here, cooking baits, now I can put it directly as a field, right? And we can, yeah, exactly. Exactly here. So we can add a new column, which is actually the actual bonus that this is giving. And we can then change the insert formula and redo the insert formula, and that will be all nice. Yeah, I think I will do this. I think is a decent way. I mean, it can be not null, yes, and the default is like empty. Right? Default is like an empty or null. I don't know if you want it null or yeah, I think null is fine. Yeah, I think null is fine. So we will do it this way. Okay, guys, I have to go, but I think we are on our way to make this thing working in the game. I mean, it still takes time. Don't think that fishing is completed. I mean, this fishing is basically a game inside a game, right? So it's fairly complex, including all the fishes that we added. So we added new graphics, new texture, new model, new animation. Now we are converting this new enhanced input. So there is so much, right? There is so much. So it's still we are still in the middle of it, but we are making progress. So I will thank you for watching and say bye bye, and I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time, Central European time, and yep, have fun. Bye bye.